Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Now if you visited the live stream lately, you know that I pulled Professor X from a Nexus crystal earlier this week, and it pretty much immediately took him up to rank 5 and awakened him. I've been having so much fun learning how to use him, and his rotation is very satisfying to watch. Given that his prowess increases based on the number of specials he's able to fire off, I was very curious about how he would interact with a synergy that I don't see talked about very much, and that's this one that Mr. Fantastic has. So it says that Mutant and Mystic champions are refunded 5% of their power spent on any special attack for every unique special attack used during the fight. When he's ramped up, Professor X ideally would be using all 3 special attacks on his initial rotation, which means that he would be able to take advantage of this synergy in every fight. More specials fired, more prowess gained, more damage, and well, you get the idea. So using the synergy actually allows Professor X to use 25% more special attacks over the course of a fight and grants him 20% more prowess buffs. So what I'm going to do here is show 2 fights with Professor X against Winter Soldier. The top one is his base kit and the bottom one is with Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to start both fights at the first special 3 because that's where his rotation really begins. And then afterwards I'll go through the math and talk a bit more about the benefits. So with Mr. Fantastic on the team, Chuck was able to fire off an additional 2 special attacks, which netted him 2 more prowess and allowed him to finish the fight faster and in fewer hits than the base kit version. So let's quickly take a look at the math here. The first sheet covers what I call his initial rotation, which starts with the SP3. When he's at max Cerebro charges, you usually want to start with this because it gives you 4 prowess buffs and they have increased potency. The synergy allows Professor X to finish this rotation with a 25% increase in specials used and a 20% increase in prowess gained. Now one thing I do want to point out here is that the synergy specifies that the refund is 5% of power spent, not 5% of total power. Since Professor X reduces the cost of special attacks by up to 70% when he's played in this way, he isn't getting as much power refunded as other champions would, and that's why the refund numbers on the bottom half here look a bit on the small side. The second sheet is what I call the damage rotation, which starts with an SP2 at close to 3 bars of power. Again here you can see that the synergy allows us to gain an additional prowess buff. The last rotation I've seen described is what I kind of call the build-up rotation. This is when you get close to 2 bars of power and then just spam your special 1. Interestingly, the math shows that the synergy doesn't provide any net gain to using this rotation, other than finishing with about 6% more power. So I think that this synergy could have some interesting applications. Abyss, where you have a limited number of hits, or in the higher zones of incursions, especially with hacks like Buff Cornucopia. In other endgame content, the ability to end fights in a short amount of time or with fewer hits is always a good thing. The one downside to this synergy is that the synergy partners that you need are pretty bad. You know, Psylocke has underrated power control, but Storm, Loki, and Strange are mostly useless and wouldn't likely provide your team much value. That could always change if they're buffed later, but then again, you may not need them anyways on your team. So that's about it. Let me know in the comments below if you can think of a place where this synergy might be useful to you. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe for more content later. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.